In this question, we are given the weekly grocery bills of the Smith family for 7 weeks, right? So it's 74, 69, 64, 79, 64, 84, and 77. And we are asked to find the average. So that's the question. Now, the direct way of solving this is that you can just add these up. So average is total by number of items, and over here you have 7 items. So the method 1 to solve this question would be total divided by 7, and if you do that you will get the answer as 73. All right, so that's pretty straightforward. You just need to add these and divide by 7. Now let me discuss a second method where you can use the options. Now this is based on the concept that the average of a set of numbers is that number which can replace each of the numbers without changing the total. So if you have the average, and let's say over here I have 7 numbers. Now if I replace, instead of each of these, if I write the average, so I write the average over here, average over here, average over here in each of these instances, and if I add it up, right, so I will get the same total if I were to add these numbers, and if I were to add the average also, I will get the same total. All right, so let's use that concept and let's use the options to see if there is another method of solving this question. Now let me take just any option. Let's, for example, I have option B, which is 70. Now that makes the calculation easier because it's a multiple of 10. So let's try option B for 70. Now if I were to replace 70 in each of these, what's the change? Now over here you can see that I have 74, so it's plus 4, right? Similarly, in the case of 69, it's 1 less than 70, so it's minus 1. In the case of 64, it is minus 6. 70 is 64 is 6 less than 70. All right, and in the case of 79, it's plus 9. That's 79 is 9 more than 70. In the case of 64, it's minus 6 because 64 is 6 less than 70. In the case of 84, it's plus 14, and in the case of 77, it is plus 7. Now if 70 was the correct average, right, so based on this concept over here, the total of this has to be 0. Why? Because if you put the average instead of each of these 7 numbers, the total does not change. So that's the concept of average, right? So if I were to add each of these, if 70 is the correct average, then these would give me 0 when I add it up. But if you add it up, you will see that you're getting plus 21, which is not 0. Again, you don't need to actually add it up. You can even see over here, you have plus 4, plus 9, plus 14, and plus 7. And you just have minus 1, minus 6, and minus 6 over here. So plus is much greater than negative. So definitely 70 is not the answer. And because you're getting plus, right, so the answer has to be higher than 70. Because if you have something higher than 70, the value of the plus will reduce, right? The value of plus will reduce, and that will get you closer to the answer. So let's try 73. Now if you try 73, in the case of 74, 74 is 1 more than 73, right? So you have plus 1 over here. And in the case of 69, 69 is 4 less than 73, so you have minus 4. 64 is 9 less than 73, you have minus 9 over here. 79 is 6 more than 73, so plus 6. Similarly over here you have minus 9, plus 11, and plus 4. Now let's add it up. You have 1, and then you have 6, and then you have 11 and 4. So this adds up to 7 plus 11, it's 18. 18 plus 4 is 22. Now let's add the negatives. So this is minus 4, minus 9, and minus 9. Minus 9 plus minus 9 gives minus 18. Plus minus 4 gives minus 22. So you have plus 22 and minus 22. So when you add all of these up, you will get 0, right? So it adds up to 0. Therefore, yes, 73 is the number that can replace each of these numbers without changing the total, or 73 is the average of these 7 numbers. All right. So we have seen 2 methods to solve this. The first method is just you add these 7 numbers and divide by 7. Or the second method is you use the options and see the difference of the option from the given numbers. And if you find all the 7 differences, if you're picking the correct option, the differences have to add up to 0. All right, now let's look at what is being tested in this question. This question tests concepts about the average, right? Averages. And again, let me revise. Average is nothing but sum by number of items. Or you can say that, let's say you have 2 values, or let's say I have 3 values. Let's say this is 14, this is 15, and this is 16. Now, if I replace each of these 3 positions with the average, then the total has to remain the same. All right. So for example, if I replace over here with 15, over here with 15, and over here with 15. What's the difference over here? When I did this change, there is a difference of -1 from the original value, right? So you have 14 over here, I'm changing it to 15. Now in this case, there is a change of +1. So you can see that these two, now you can take it in either way, right? You can take it as -1 and +1, or some may say that let's take 15 minus 14. So in that case, you get +1 over here and -1 over here. So that does not matter. But the interesting thing is that the differences cancel out and you're getting 0 when you add these up. So yes, 15 is the average of these three numbers. Alternatively, you can do 14 plus 15 plus 16 by 3. Now I'm sure this trick over here will help you solve many questions in a quick manner. Do check the description to know more about my GMAT Math live bootcamp, and do remember to subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.